He was rented out in the studio for I think $35 an hour. He was charging 20 $20 an hour to actually record people. Um, Over that course of period of time, he did some work with DJ Dana and Beethoven, and that was in Blue 42 Studio. Um, it's hard being a good wife to. It's not. You know what? I take it back. It's not hard being a good wife if you have an understanding that this is what your husband does. This is the job that he does. But I'm a Virgo for one. I don't like to be excluded for two. And if I introduce you to certain people and put you out there and help you with your name, market you, promote you, you need to be out there with. Me. Don't showboat just because I'm your wife or act like you the shit when I'm the one putting the clothes on you. I'm the one that's putting the jewelry on you. I'm the one that pays the cell phone bill. I'm the one that pays everything. And at that time, yes, I was like that. I think, real asinine, like me, because you aren't the one that helped me out. It was hard being married, and then you come in and you're not bringing any money to the table. But I'm supporting you because I believe in your dreams, I believe in your goals, and I believe that you can succeed. At that time, I had been on the radio. I had been on V103. I wrote three books of poetry, and I just felt like it was crazy because my dogs are moving around. Excuse me. Ma'am, I need you out. And Mario and Antonio, see my puppy. Leave him alone. Just leave him alone. But it was crazy because I was a new wife, but I was also a single mom who was used to making her kids go to school. Used to my children being on school on time. I mean, I had been the PTA president when I met him. I was the youngest person on the Fort McPherson Redevelopment Committee. I was doing a lot of commissioner work. I was doing a lot of neighborhood planning unit work. And he wanted me to cut that short so I could be his wife. Now, you take a person who is used to being out there, used to being political, used to having fun and being spontaneous and doing what I can. Sit down, Mario. Is is hurtful. My dog is sniffing. For what reason I don't know. But I just I thought that being a wife meant having to change and having to conform for your husband. It doesn't necessarily mean all of that. I was not who he wanted when he married me, and because I thought that I didn't want to be alone anymore, I got married. I I needed an adult companion other than my children, who are my best friends. I needed somebody that was an adult that could share my laughs, that I could have an occasional drink with, that I can spend time with, that I can do things with and for. And it it never was like that. We went out, but it was hell because he wouldn't go see the movies that I wanted. When he would go to the studio, I go to the drive-in by myself. But just because I went to the drive-in by myself, I would get cussed out because I saw movies that he wanted to see, but he was at work. But when I was at work in the morning, he had the car all day long. My children were gone all day long. He wouldn't get a job. So it was constant conflict. I made enough money, but I never saw my money. So everything was being taken away from me under my nose. Now, when I say we moved out of the hotel, we that's when all those tornadoes hit, and it seemed like it just wasn't going right. I was trying to find a house. We put money down on this house, put money down on the house, and a tornado hit this house one day, and a tornado hit that house the other day. And this lady just backed out, and the man lost the house, and it was just crazy. Then I came across Andy with Second Chance Home, and I put down money for a house on Avon. And at that time, it was perfect because she already said that we can turn one of the houses into, I mean, one of the rooms into a studio. I had saved up enough money. Luckily, somebody off the house that that didn't make it through the tornado, he gave me my money back. So I had excess money. No, go. You put it down. Put it down. So we ended up moving in, and I thought it was gonna be okay. We ended up getting Princess, my big sis, my baby girl, and it was just I thought things were gonna get better because we had more space for the children. It was a bigger house, bigger backyard, front yard, and I thought everything was gonna be okay. But that is when Kelly came into the picture. See, Denise, I thought I said I wasn't gonna say this, but whatever. She was my major issue only because this was his baby mom, and she has a boyfriend who had gotten another girl pregnant, but she would call my husband. So I would sit out there and I asked her, "Can you please find another best friend?" Because I couldn't take it. She would call at midnight. She would call when I'm not around. She would call she would just call him and call him and call him and call him and just be sneaky with it. I'm like, well, why do you have to leave outside the room to talk to her? Then he would tell me that he didn't um she didn't want her business out there. I'm like, I'm your wife, so your business is my business. That's just the way it's supposed to go. And sit down. And I just I was more so hurt because it seemed like I was doing constant battling with this girl who claimed she didn't want him, but she did. She always told him how she missed him and she loved him and she missed his sexy Scarface and everything else under the sun, and it hurt me because he was allowing her to do that. So, ladies, if you have a husband that has a baby mama that is doing things that you feel that's disrespectful to you, get on him because if she continues to do it, that means he is allowing her to do it. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Only he controls what she does. If he doesn't shut her down, she won't be shut down. That's the bottom line. That's all I have to say on that note. Now, back to when we moved to the house. One of his friends happened to tell Kelly where, I guess, what his email address was, and she sent him a letter. Now, here's the thing. Kelly sent him a note the day after we got married. So she already knew how to find him. But I thought she stepped out of the picture when he told her and his baby mom, with me right there in the bed, that he had gotten married, that he was happy and everything else like that. Um, Paris, you got stuff in here on the floor, babe. So it was very hurtful to me when he started receiving all these messages, and I did some shiesty shit. I did some real shiesty shit, but